Okay, here's part 2. It's probably going to be pretty short too because I'm just going to do as much as I can until I have to go to my meeting, and then I won't be able to finish everything else until I come back. All right, so I had already done my y-intercept, and now I'm going to put in my x-intercepts here. So I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I'm here at -4, at -1, and at 3. Okay, because make sure you get those labeled, and then we've got a bounce here at -4. And let's see, I gotta look at this again. My end behavior here is even, and it's going to start down like that, and I have a bounce, so I can't forget to bounce. I'm going to come up, bounce at the -4, go back down, come up. I'm going through the 48. It's not necessarily a maximum, and then come back down like that. Make sure when you make these decisions before you start that when you end it matches, because for some of you it wasn't, and I think you could have caught your mistake if you had gone back and looked at that. Okay, so there's number 8. Number 9. I've got intercepts here going to be at 0, at 5, and -2. And I didn't put them in order, but I'm not going to start over. So I've got 2 here that bounce. There's a bounce here, and there's a bounce here. Okay. And then my y-intercept, well, since that's at 0, then my y-intercept has to be 0. This has a degree of 2, 4, 5, and it's negative. So my end behavior looks like this. So I'm going to go and plot my stuff here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want 0 at -2 and at 2, 4, 5. There's no 0. Make sure you are labeling things. So then I'm going to start up here. I've got bounces, so I'm going to bounce at 0 and at 5, but not at -2. So I'm going to come here, go up, I bounce at 0, I bounce at 5, and come back down like that. And remember, I don't know how far down we go here and here or here, so yours might look a little bit different, and that's okay. All right, so then this one. I've got my intercepts at, oh, I've got to jump the gun there. I don't have it factored all the way because this right here has 2 minus x instead of x minus 2, so I need to factor out that -1. So this is going to change this to, when I take the -1 out of here and I'm going to put it in the front, then I get x minus 3 cubed, and then that makes this x minus 2. Now I can continue on. So now my intercepts are at, you don't have to actually put a 1 there, by the way. They're going to be at 3 and at 2, right? So here, this is a triple root, so this is a point of inflection. Okay, make sure your points of inflection actually look like points of inflection. I know sometimes it's hard to make it happen. On this one in particular, the drawing is kind of weird. But all right, so then we have to find the y-intercept. So I plug in my 0, so it's going to be negative. And then I'm going to have a -3 cubed, and then a -2. Okay, so let's just think signs here. This is negative cubed, that's still negative. Times a negative is positive, times a negative is negatives, because you don't want to mess your signs up there. So 3 cubed is 27. 27 times 2 is 54, so it's a -54 for my y-intercept. Now, because I've already graphed this one on my paper, I know that it's going to be helpful if 54 is really, like, way far down here. Otherwise, it's really hard to get the shape. So I'm going to move mine down a little bit. And it's still probably not going to come out very good, but -54. Then I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll just do 1 at 2, here at 3. Okay, it's the point of inflection that is weird here to do when the graph isn't really to scale. Look at my behavior here. This is a 3, 4 degree that's negative, so it's going to look like this. So I have to start down here, and I'm going to go up through the 2. When I come down through the 3, I need a point of inflection. And so since it's a point of inflection and it's coming from that direction, it's going to look something like that. So I've got to come here and make it kind of like that, to the best of my ability. That's probably a little bit too much, but it's the best I can do with this pen. It's not even calibrated very well. I'm looking for more of this shape right here, which I could do better on the paper, but it's hard when that y-intercept, if your 54 is really right up here, it's hard to get it up there. And there you go. Okay, let's see if we can do a couple more. All right, so we're going to divide using long division. Make sure you read the directions and you do what it says. So this is going to be x squared plus 2. Divide that into 2x to the 4th minus 4x cubed. I got to put a placeholder here, plus 0x squared plus 8x minus 4. So x squared goes into 2x to the 4th, 2x squared times, so 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th, 2x squared times 2 is 4x squared. Make sure you line them up correctly because there's a 0 term there. And then I'm going to subtract, so I'm going to go through and change all my signs so that these 0 out. I bring this down, and I get negative 4x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8x minus 4. Then x squared goes into negative 4x cubed, a negative 4x times. So negative 4x times x squared is negative 4x cubed. Negative 4x times 2 is negative 8x. But remember, I am subtracting, so I have to go through and change all my signs. So these 0 out, I get a negative 4x squared plus 16x minus 4. Then x squared goes into the negative 4x squared, negative 4 times. So negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Go through and change my signs. These 0 out. You get 16x plus 4. So here is my, I'm going to rewrite my answer over here. This is my remainder. And because I'm kind of running out of room. This gives me 2x squared minus 4x minus 4 plus 16x plus 4 over x squared plus 2. There is my answer. Okay, I'm going to get through the synthetic division, and then I'm going to leave for my meeting. Okay, so we did not do an example like this. You have lots of examples of synthetic division. We did not do one like this, and but I want to talk you through it because I know you did it in Algebra 1. We can't do synthetic division when this right here is not 1. So in order to do that, I'd have to divide by 2. Okay, scratch that. I just got interrupted, and now I have to leave for my meeting, so I will start here at 12 and finish the rest of the review after my meeting.